Hey, everybody. Welcome to this very special edition of the SCB Steelers Podcast presented by DEK Roofing Incorporated of South Florida. We are very proud to be part of the Variety Sports Network. And, of course, the show is coming to you live from the Frank Walker Law Studio. And if I may, holy shit, what the hell? Okay. All right.
Okay. Assholes like you two who wanted Mike Tomlin to leave, this is your fault. Yes. I hope you Jagoffs are happy.
You
got him out. You got him out.
He stepped down.
You got him out. You got him to leave. You got him to quit.
I didn't
Good
get
for
him
you.
to leave.
I hope you're fucking happy. This is bullshit.
I didn't get him to leave.
Okay, I said it. I'm done.
Oh, wait a minute. Breaking news. Steelers freak broke Terry Bongshaw. That is bad. We got to send him a replacement immediately. Okay. All right. We are the level-headed people, aren't we? Aren't we?
Not right now. I'm pretty fucking irrational. I'm like irrationally fucking angry. I will just say it.
Yeah.
This is the worst possible fucking outcome in this hiring process.
It is. And I go back to something we've talked about. Art Rooney too, Omar Khan are not football people.
No.
And
this is what I told you guys when Tomlin stepped down. I'm like, fuck, we're fucked.
Well, but we still had hope at least that it was going to be an actual young guy.
That they would actually hire somebody different and not be themselves. What the fuck?
Thank you, Mateo, for becoming a member. Appreciate it.
So Ben, to your point, and I know what you're saying, and this is because I was going a little bit back and forth with some fans on X this past week, and it wasn't even a bad thing. I called it a status quo hire, and the fans were like, well, no, that's not true because they always hire a younger defensive coach. And I said status quo, meaning that if they hire him, they're just trying to run it back and fucking and keep kicking the can down the road. And like
spot on.
Yep.
And you guys know that, and people, in our chat, and Ben always calls me a hater, but Ben, even you can admit that since Mike stepped away, I have been optimistic as can be because I actually thought
you've tried to be. I agree. And I was the one who was afraid, and then all this shit it actually came to fruition. Fuck.
And I just, oh my God,
Ian Zergier, they had
that's
three
a good
other
question.
Interviews. They had three other interviews.
No. He's saying McCarthy didn't have any other interviews.
No, he had
didn't
two other
have a job this
two
past
other,
year.
but he had two other requests, and he removed himself from both of them.
Okay.
Right. I don't know if Cleveland was one of them. Buffalo was one of them for sure. Anyway, he had two other opportunities for interviews. He just didn't take them.
Well, nobody's taking Cleveland opportunities, so we can just
the guys that say, I would like to interview for you. When they find out how much homework they have to do before the fucking interview, they're like, you know what?
I know.
Never mind. Never mind. I'm gonna continue my job as a coordinator. I don't want to go there. I mean, fuck that.
Speaking of that, let's get to that. Do you guys expect, and Scarps, I'll go to you first. Do you guys expect both Arthur Smith and Terrell Austin to return?
Oh, fuck,
considering
man.
It's Mike McCarthy now as the head football coach?
I mean, my God, do we just want to add insult to injury and make this even fucking worse? I mean, I tweeted that. I was like, you know what? Just add insult to injury. The Steelers are going to go ahead and bring back Arthur Smith and Terrell Austin. I fucking hope not.
Well, the logic being that McCarthy once worked many years ago with Omar Khan, so they have a relationship. We also know the history that Art Rooney too does not like to pay people who no longer work for him. Terrell Austin still has another year on his deal. Arthur
Smith has another year on his deal as well.
As does Arthur. So I can see this. And if you think the fan base is pissed off by this hire, wait till they find out both coordinators are coming back too.
But it's like,
Yeah,
okay,
I mean, honestly, the ultimate fuck you to the fans would be, you know what? Not only we're going to hire Mike McCarthy, we're going to extend Arthur Smith and Terrell
Holy
Austin.
shit.
Let's get the
Holy
contract extensions.
Scarps.
well, no, so okay, so that you bring up a good point, and I brought this up on the show last week.
Who needs a
And
drink?
I know I'm definitely going too soon. They,
My God.
I said this on the show last week. I said, I'd love to know what these coaches are talking about in these interviews. Are they asking Art, is he willing to hire more coaches? Do I have flexibility in this? Can I bring my own PR guy? Can I bring my own scouts? Can I bring my own analytics guy? And so on and so forth. My equipment guys, blah, blah, blah. And if there was one guy in this fucking interview process candidate that wasn't going to fucking say that, it was Mike McCarthy, because he didn't have a job this past year. He's from Pittsburgh. This is probably his dream job. And listen,
for sure.
and
For
like,
sure. 100% on that.
And I also want to be clear to the fans that I've always liked Mike McCarthy, except for when he beat us in the Super Bowl, because he is a Pittsburgh
Yeah,
guy.
fuck that guy.
Okay, because he is a Pittsburgh guy.
Yeah.
But I also hated the fact that the national media always treated him like he was some buffoon, right? Because like he was always holding somebody back or whatever. And at the same time, they would kiss Tomlin's ass. Well, now the same people that used to fucking think Mike McCarthy was some buffoon are kissing his ass because he's coach of the Steelers. And no games have been played.
So what you're saying is the Pittsburgh job is a better job?
No, I just think people are fucking hypocrites. Like now they think it's the greatest hire
No
ever.
argument.
When 5 years ago, or even when he went to Dallas, oh, Mike McCarthy fucking sucks. And it's like oh my God. And no games have been played. You know, we don't know.
I'm not going to hold the Dallas tenure against him, because the Dallas head coach is not the real head coach. We all know this. He doesn't have any teeth. Like if players don't like something, they just go around the head coach to Jerry. So I'm not going to hold that against him. But the dude,
I think that's a good point.
A 62-year-old, uninspiring hire. Like, what the fuck? This is the opposite of a Steelers hire. And in 3 years, they're going to be doing it again.
And how about the fact that there seems to be a consensus that this is also being done in an effort to keep Aaron Rodgers here another year? We are talking about a 42-year-old quarterback.
He'll be 43 next December.
Yeah. Our motivation is getting a coach so we can get a 43-year-old quarterback. I mean, what are we doing?
Well, so I can't remember. I think somebody maybe in our chat must have said this. And no, Melvin, I totally agree. And this is the other thing that nobody wants to hear. Omar is a yes man. He is a kiss ass, and Art loves that. And now Mike McCarthy is probably going to be it. And I really hope that he's not. But since he's been out of the league for a year, I do wonder what options he has as a coaching staff. I really do.
Yeah.
And you know, Danny Smith, you know, besides, you know, who knows whether Mike McCarthy would have kept him on. But two things. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is coming back. I think Aaron Rodgers is looking for a best case scenario, which is probably the Vikings or something like that.
I agree.
They have weapons. Their O-line, as long as they're healthy, is decent, and then they got a pretty good defense and a defensive coordinator.
Right.
But
and an innovative line at offense.
So there's
do not have.
So there's the Rodgers thing.
Yeah.
But coaching staff wise, I don't know like what, and I'm not saying being out of the league for a year like hurts your networking and your connections, but like I really do think Arthur Smith has a chance to be back, man. Like, but again, this is like they had a fucking chance to actually just hit the reset button, man.
Total reset.
And you know what? And the fucking moment Mike McCarthy interviewed here, I fucking just knew it. I just knew it. And you know what?
You know, like a lot of the talking heads said that they were doing McCarthy a favor. They were just giving him an interview because they were looking to increase his visibility, his profile, and then he pulled out of those other 2 interviews, and I was like, oh shit, this isn't good. That was when I was nervous about it. I started to get really cringy about it. Was like, oh fuck. But I still held out hope they were going to do something different, because historically they've hired a guy in his mid-30s who was a defensive mind. And I was like, okay, so maybe they won't go defense this time, but they'll try and hire a guy, because they always have, who's going to stick around for 15 years. McCarthy he'll be in his fucking 80s. Okay, late 70s.
No, I think your earlier point is accurate. I don't see him being here very long. Okay, short of him taking us to a Super Bowl within the next 3 years, I think we're looking at a 3 to 5 year window with him, just simply because of his age.
And this roster is trash.
The roster needs a massive overhaul.
I mean, Mike could get a lot out of players that were very meh. Honestly, like he could bring those guys up. So I thought the guy that suggested they bring Tomlin back and they give him nothing to see what he can do with nothing. Like, let Will Howard be the quarterback for a year, because he's nothing. Like, let's just see what happens. Maybe he's good, maybe he's not. But Tomlin will absolutely maximize what those guys can do. And I thought it was a great idea. But Mike McCarthy's not that guy. This roster is garbage and needs another couple of good drafts before it's going to be a solid possibly contending roster. And they need a quarterback. So they're far away. I mean, next year we're going to be 6-11. Fuck. And Steelers fans are not patient.
No. I look, and Mark Malone, I hope you're right, man. I hope you are 120% right that this is a good thing. We'll be eating our words, but I sure don't feel that way right now.
So let's talk, like Mark Malone, good point. So let's talk about why like the positive here. Why do we think it could be a good thing? I guess I could start. So I guess based on what was told, okay, Art was ready to run it back with Mike. Mike stepped away.
Yep.
So Art is thinking, okay, I was going to ride it out with Mike Tomlin this year, and probably in 2027. And so I need somebody to help me out for 2 years that has experience, that and this is the other thing too. Like, again, I've always liked Mike McCarthy. I have. I think he's a good play caller. His offenses has always been pretty decent. He's gotten to coach Favre, Rodgers, Dak. I mean, the guy won games with Cooper Rush. So, like, in his previous, I mean, going back to his New Orleans days, like Aaron Brooks, I remember rooting for the Saints against the Rams that one year because the Rams were getting to be annoying. But so is this just like a 2 year? Like, is this like a 2 year? Like, Mike, we really need you. Like, we need you. Like, we're going to transition, but like we need you in this. And now, if that's the positive, why not fucking rip the Band-Aid off now? Like, just do it now. Like, why are you delaying? Why are you delaying this?
Melvin's point is a good one, and that's what I was thinking, is that Mike McCarthy has had Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, Dak Prescott, and now he's going to have time being, he's got Mason Rudolph and Will Howard. I mean, if he is the coach that we are led to believe, and we often do believe that he is, then he's going to coach somebody up and will be very, very, very competitive. But I just think this is a setback for us in terms of moving forward from where the franchise has been. There's not a guy in this draft that quarterback wise, that you're going to just beat the drum for. I realize we haven't gone to the combine or anything. They just started some of the all-star stuff this week, but
there's all kinds of tape on these guys. I mean,
tons. I mean,
the scouting is practically done. The guys that move up the draft boards this late do something at the combine or in the all-star games that makes people go back and reevaluate the tape. But most of the guys, they're already set. Whatever their position is, they're set. And the quarterback class isn't great.
And real quick, Mark Malone, I get it, man. But I'll tell you what, if little dipshit high school's running RPOs is getting teams to win playoff games and gets them to Super Bowls, I don't care. You can run the full house fucking for all I care.
So
are the names Mac Jones, Beck, or Robertson? Beck sucks. I'm sorry. And Will Howard. Does that inspire anybody here sitting here? I just don't.
Not right
I don't
now.
see it.
Well, so
Okay.
So getting back to Mark Malone, Mark Malone. Obviously, we appreciate you. You're always
here.
We'd be nothing
More
without
to
the chat.
point, you give us fodder for conversation, dude. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I
don't want people agreeing with us all the time.
No, hell no. We don't agree with each other.
No.
And I like, and I think it's natural to feel the way we're feeling right now, and I think in a week I think we'll probably feel different about it. Now that's hoping that that's hoping that maybe okay. So here's okay. All right. Let me get ahead of myself because I want to say this. So already on X, all the Tomlin truthers are like, I fucking told you, be careful what you wish for. And it's like, okay, again, the games have yet to be played. And as great as Mike was overall, we were not winning playoff games with him. He took us as far as he could take us, and he even admitted. I mean, every player has said the same thing. That's basically what he said in his goodbye. I can't get you to where you need to be, and so again, I understand the Tomlin supporters why they're having their day today because we're all pissed off about this hire. But again, the games haven't been played.
No.
But to Ben's point, what is exciting about Carson Beck or Will Howard or Mac Jones? And if I'm Mac Jones, why would I leave San Francisco? Because I played well there when Brock Purdy was hurt.
And Purdy misses games every year
because Kyle Shanahan's a pretty good football coach. So
Mac Jones needs that system to be successful. They thought about drafting Mac Jones the year they took Purdy.
Yeah,
the same year they took what's his name? What's his nuts? Trey Lance.
Yeah. What does the draft look like in Pittsburgh? Is there one guy that when the Pittsburgh Steelers walk up to the podium on that first round and opening night, when that place is just absolutely packed, people are ready to explode, is there a guy that's going to get that kind of reaction from this fan base right now? And I'm talking any position.
So as a wide receiver, sure.
Yes. Perhaps
as a cornerback, yes. I
mean, because the reason I say that because Melvin asked that question in the chat, but also when we first heard we were getting the draft, people started to connect the dots. Hey, we're going to have the draft. We're stockpiling picks. We're going to need a quarterback. This is going to be perfect. Remember all the quarterbacks that were coming out? This was going to be an awesome draft for quarterbacks. Everything was coming together, and holy shit, not anymore. And so you just wonder, I mean, is it going to be a lot of boos? I don't know. Steelers fans, we know who we are. But I don't think it's going to keep people from showing up. That's for damn sure. But and Scarps, to your point, we are absolutely in our feels right now because none of us wanted this. None of us expected this. We were ready to have a full reset. And we're not quite going to get that. Now, again, let's wait and see who's the offensive coordinator, who's the defensive coordinator. Who does he bring in coach-wise? Who does he bring in across the board? He's been around a long time. He knows a lot of people.
Well, the other thing about it, too, is that, Mike is the play caller. Mike McCarthy's the play caller.
Right.
So it is – so, again, it is different in the sense that they hired an offensive guy who's older, but so is Arthur Smith a guy who would want to
coordinate but not call the plays?
Yeah, so what's that? And then, and also too, I also want to say this too, because this is just the way, this is just where we're at, and that's fine. But obviously Mike Tomlin is black. He is one of the few minority head coaches in this league, and of course people are just being idiots online. But Anthony Weaver is Anthony Weaver's black. Brian Flores is black. So to make accusations we wanted a white coach, that's bullshit.
Nah.
Flores, Shieldhouse, Anthony Weaver, I would have been fucking fine with any of those guys. Now, would I have been but I don't even necessarily know if Chris Shula was at the top of my list, but anybody but Mike McCarthy, anybody. And because once again, it feels like what? It feels like the safest fucking hire. Once again, Arthur Smith, Matt Canada, Terrell Austin, they're safe hires, man.
I don't know who this asshole is in the chat, but he probably should be doing homework or something right now. Go hit the weights, sport. I got to tell you a quick story. I had just gotten home. My wife and I ran to the store. My daughter's sitting across from me, and she says, Bradshaw just texted. Oh, yeah? What's he up to? He says, we just hired Mike McCarthy. I said, he's full of shit. Where's he getting that? Then I open my phone up, and I see our Slack chat, and I'm like, oh, damn. He was right. Oh, God. Well, this is not a regular show. I'm not going to keep everybody here forever. I think we'll have a much different what's the word? We'll be fine by Thursday. This doesn't mean we're going to accept this,
but be more rational by Thursday.
Yeah, we'll be more rational. And I think too, we're going to have to see just where these coordinator things fall. I think going back to a point that Scarps just made, I think it makes it less likely that Arthur Smith is back with McCarthy calling the offense. But I also think it more likely that Terrell Austin's back, because let him coach the defense. And you got him under contract for a year.
But so then we can't blame Tomlin for the coverages and the plays.
Well,
but oh my God, this is and then also too, bro, it's fucking 0 degrees outside. We're about to get a foot of fucking snow. And couldn't they at least have done their due diligence and interviewed the Rams guys, just to give us a little bit of fucking hope?
Right.
And then next week, just be, my God.
Maybe that's why
McCarthy wasn't going anyplace. Even if he was the leader in the clubhouse, he wasn't going anywhere. You couldn't have waited 4 days to interview those guys in LA. You just decided, nah, you know what? We're set on this.
Yeah.
Melvin,
fuck.
I mean, Melvin asked a good question.
He does. That is a good question.
But Melvin, dude, but Mike calls his own plays.
Mm-hmm.
So for Shieldhouse, why would you want to leave Sean McVay? I mean, why would you want to leave Sean McVay?
Right. I mean, it would give Shieldhouse the title of offensive coordinator, but everybody in the league, as you pointed out, knows McCarthy calls his own plays. So it's one of those decisions. That's a Shieldhouse decision.
So
no, we're gonna have to look back at guys that Mike's had on his staff before.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably going to be the OC.
Yeah.
But so Mark Malone says we needed the Yinzer ban. Okay. Then why did they not ever bring in a Luke Getsy or other Pittsburgh related people to be OCs? Why?
Who was his OC?
Alex Tanney is another guy who's
was Kellen Moore his OC in Dallas? the now head coach at New Orleans. I'm just curious.
Kellen Moore was there, I think, for maybe one season. Then he went to Philly.
Philly won the Super Bowl, went to New Orleans. Okay. I'm going to have to do a little studying on that.
But so there's your give me one sec. Where the fuck is it? Kellen Moore. I'm just trying to look up and see. So there's your there's some hope right there that when was McCarthy at Dallas?
Well, this is
they were only together. They were only together. Okay, they were together 3 years in Dallas.
Okay. I think he was there as QB coach, then elevated to OC. But again, McCarthy calling the plays.
Yes, he was a QB coach, and then Kellen Moore was also the offensive coordinator the year before McCarthy got there. So McCarthy retained him, but there was probably some familiarity with Dak. So there's some hope that maybe Mike McCarthy, because he is a smart guy. Maybe Jesus Christ, sorry, I'm reading this. But maybe he knows. Okay, maybe he knows a young guy that is trying to okay, what is Luke Getsy? Speaking of Luke Getsy, what the fuck is he doing with his life? Like Luke Getsy, he also was out of a job last year. Perfect.
There you go.
No,
Settled.
I'm sorry. He is the senior offensive assistant for the Packers right now. Sorry. He didn't have a coordinator role. He was the senior offensive assistant.
So he
was
might
basically
be
a consultant.
But also it could have been Matt LaFleur throwing him a bone because he got fired from Vegas. I know I've talked a lot, but I can't
we're processing. We're in our feels, and we'll be much more rational come Thursday night for the regular show. We will probably have to allow Ian time to vent because he's at his kid's basketball game today and couldn't jump on with us. But other than that, hopefully we'll be able to talk some staffing, and I'm sure Mike will have done his introductory press conference by then, and I look forward to hearing Scarps do his Art 2 impersonation from that conference because I'm sure it'll be a good one. But this is where we are, everybody. And any final thoughts before we wrap up our special edition here, guys?
Third place next year.
Okay. Third place.
Only because Cleveland is terrible. And they're still Cleveland.
I guess I would just say to Ben's point, and Ben did say he was nervous about it because Art and Omar are not football people. But Ben, I don't think any rational fan expected it to go this way. I think most rational fans like ourselves said, okay, Mike stepped away. We wish him well, but it was time. Now they have a shot to do something. So,
but I consider myself a rational fan, and I was really afraid of it. And that's eventually what fucking happened. To your point, when you said it on the show, it wasn't something that I was thinking of because I was just trying to process Mike is gone. They could have a home run higher. And I never even thought of that. And then as soon as you said it, I was like, oh my God, you're so right. Yeah. It would appear that Andy Weidel was either that his input was disregarded or it wasn't sought.
Well, let's not forget though, Ben, didn't he have some history with McCarthy in New Orleans as well?
Man. But again,
Weidel, Kahn, and
this isn't a long-term solution.
No argument, none.
And that's why it's such an anti-Steelers move.
Mm-hmm.
And I know some people are going to be excited because this fucking guy is from Pittsburgh and blah blah. You know what? There are lots of coaches from Pittsburgh. And there are lots of really great coaches that aren't from Pittsburgh, and
Kurt
any
Cignetti's
one
from
of
Pittsburgh.
them, any one of them could have come in here and done what is probably going to be a superior job to what this guy is going to do. I know we're already poo-pooing it before he's even done anything. I'm trying to be, man, but right now I'm fucking pissed.
But I'll be optimistic when the time comes. Yeah, I don't know. Welcome in, Godfather. Yeah, so it is what it is, guys. We'll leave it right there, and we'll talk much more, hopefully, like I said, about his introductory conference, also about the direction he's going to go with the staff. Is this just a safe hire? Is there something else at play here? We'll never know until that time. And yeah, Philip, you're not wrong, buddy. Can't tell the owner how to spend his money. That is true. I would just like to see him spend some. I'm curious to see what this contract ends up being too. That's going to do it for this very special edition of the SCB Steelers podcast presented by DEK Roofing Incorporated. Thanks everybody for jumping on a Saturday afternoon. Of course, it's freezing and snowing pretty much across the whole country. So you didn't have anything better to do. So thanks for joining us. And as always, go Steelers.
Ravens suck. They're going to be way better than us next year, though.
We've had some drinks.